Hi, this is Bart Sharp with Greater Consciousness for Emotional Transformation. I am in a cave today, Cave de Canet in southern France, near a little village called Perelios, right off the Mediterranean coast. And a lot of people think that caves are a great place for the psychological journey. Something about being in a quiet, dark place opens our shadow up. And something about the shadow is supposed to be a special hidden place that is hard to get to. And I don't exactly see this point of view as that. I think that the shadow is fairly easy to get to if you know how to have the right tools. And the tools of body consciousness that I teach get you right to it. I use techniques of muscle testing or applied kinesiology, or a more sophisticated version of just energetic reads to get down to what we have uncovered or covered up in our psyche. For example, when I was exploring my 2-year-old experience of drowning, I started asking the questions, okay, body, what was the energy of when I drowned? And I was meditating when I did this and just feeling in this area here, because this is where a lot of the memory is, particularly in our gut and our stomach, this highly sensitive organ. And we think that this is not sensitive. However, it is, and it holds a lot of our emotional memory. And so when I asked this question, what was it like in that drowning at age 2, I started feeling this chaos inside of me. And immediately knew, oh wow, those feel like the sensations of somebody that drowned, that felt trapped and totally enclosed by water, which is exactly what happened to me at 2 years old. So I was really getting into those feelings with that and really getting into a deep gut feeling of it. It was more like the actual territory of where it happened. I didn't have to figure this out and go through a lot of recollection or different states of hypnosis or writing about it. The body has the direct memory, and we can go right to that place and go into it. And then from there, I can start doing energetic clearings about what those traumas were and feeling of all of what those were. And then after the drowning, I became very sick. And that was a big part of loneliness for me because I was so isolated due to the sickness. And so I started doing muscle testing and energetic reads about what my feelings were about that. And one of it was, was I feeling sad? Was I feeling angry? What read was shame. That somehow it was my fault that I was in this place of isolation. Now, I don't understand why I felt that way, but when I started asking my body, well, what did the shame feel like? All of a sudden, this heaviness that felt like I could never escape it showed up. And it was something I think that's haunted me all of my childhood and adult life. And there I was, very quickly into the territory, the actual reality of what that shame and that isolation was like, what it felt like. And then when I could do energetic clearings with this, I had these big releases of freedom in my life. Because the shame that seemed to be so impossible to let go of, just, boop, was gone. Just like that. And I had this big revelation and transformation in a very short period of time. And then I could go on and go into other things in my life. Because from that 2- and 3-year-old experience, I created a lot of other shameful events through my life. And I used the same techniques to move through them. Now, 6-7 years down the road, I have this enormous amount of freedom and my emotional well-being, which has catapulted me into a greater spiritual adventure, a greater spiritual knowing, and higher vibration, so to speak. All because I dealt with the core issues that were holding me back for so many years of my life, that created this very limited and small person that I was way back then, which I'm not now. So this is Bart Sharp, Greater Consciousness through Emotional Transformation, talking about transforming your shadow.